Good morning, students. Last year, when I came to you, I shared with you a topic called self-image, how you see yourself. And in conclusion, I say you should not build your self-image based on your experience or how others see you, but rather build your self-image based on what is your potential and how God sees you. And today, I'm going to take you through this topic called lost. Now, before I continue, a quick introduction about myself. I'm Dr. Chia, one of your seniors. Back then, the school is called Wesley Methodist School, and I've obtained both my bachelor degree and my PhD in mechanical engineering from the University of Sheffield. I'm now serving as a faculty dean at Segi University. This is me in the picture with my students during one of the recent convocations. After the ceremony, a few students came to me asking for advice. Where should they start their career? What industry should they go into? I shared with them about some of my experience. I told them while everybody was celebrating after the final papers in their life, I feel lost. I was in UK, completed my final exam in my degree. I wasn't happy because I don't know what else to do. All this while I was told to work hard towards getting a good grade. Now that I'm done, what's next? And because I don't know what to do, I went on and do a PhD. And guess what? Even after getting a PhD, I feel lost within me. And when people see me from the outside, I look completely okay. I have achieved a lot academically. I scored first class. I got my PhD. I got scholarship to do this, and I'm working as a lecturer. I'm now working as a dean. But do you know that I struggled? I struggled a lot since young. And one of the questions that I fear the most is, what's your ambitions? Come on, how could a kids know what they want to do when they grow up? I mean, I'm just a kid. And even back then in teenage, when people ask me about my ambitions, I don't know what to do. How could I know? I'm just, 14, 15 years old. I don't know much about working life. And I feel very lost. And it's not just that. I feel lost even when I started my career as lecturer. What you see is that I'm now a dean, but what you probably don't know is that I quit my full-time job in 2010. I worked part-time for 3 years. I went to Taiwan for 2 months, and my bank account was only left with 200 ringgit in 2013. But thank God, I needed a job. I came back, I worked, and eventually in 2015, Eureka, I came to realizations what I'm good at and my passions in management work. And I eventually found my life goal, and I'm doing pretty okay now. And therefore, I want to share with you today about my journey. Now, before I talk to you a bit more about life goals, I want to talk about this topic called ambitions. Some of you who wants to be professionals, doctors, engineers, you are probably attracted by the lifestyles or perhaps the visibility of the career through their uniforms, and for those of you who want to be YouTuber and boss, congratulations. But those of you who are not made to be boss, YouTuber, or maybe professional, you probably feel what I felt back then, lost. Because you don't know much about life outside becoming a boss, YouTuber, or perhaps doctor. You probably don't know much. Now, my take is this. In order for you to have the right life goals, you need to first find out the purpose of your life. Now, it makes sense to me because it's called life goals. How could you have a life goals without knowing the purpose of life? So I'm going to approach this using the 5W and 1H strategy. Who, what, why, when, where, and 1H, how. To start with, I'm going to ask some simple questions. Who decides purpose of life? I think it's simple questions because if you believe in creations, then the answer is not too difficult. If God created the earth and God then decides the purpose of life. For those of you who don't know God, you may want to call him creator. The second question is a bit more tricky. What is the purpose of life? I want you to think about this. Give you 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. What is the purpose of life? Well, you could probably Google it if you don't know the answer, and I can guarantee you that you'll find more than one answer about purpose of life. There are people who say that, well, the purpose of life is to live a life with purpose. While it sounds good, it doesn't really answer the questions. Purpose of life. I'd like you to take a look at these machines now, over here. Do you know the purpose of this machine? Do you know the name of these machines? 3, 2, 1. The answer is a do-nothing machine. You can Google it, or you can type on YouTube, you'll find it. A 5 minutes video, and we have about 6.5 million viewers on this do-nothing machines. The machine is very complicated. It has belts, it has wheel, it has gear, it moves, rotates, move. And guess what? It does a lot of things, but there's no result. And therefore, his creator decided to call it do-nothing machines. And when you want to find out more about the purpose of your life, and my take is that you have to ask the persons or the creator that creates you. Next, we have this pictures over here. I think the picture looks familiar. You've probably seen it a lot during MCO. And it's a common question that you'll be asked when you go out during MCO. Why are you here? Where do you come from and where are you going? It's very good questions. We don't ask anymore. But I would challenge you to ask, why are you here on this earth? Where are you going after this? Now, if you are being stopped by the police officers during MCO and being asked this question, I think it's not very difficult. I'm going to get some grocery. Don't tell them you're going to see your boyfriend or girlfriend, you'll get caught. Anyway. So I'm getting some grocery, and things like that. That's fine. But if you try asking that question to a kid, to a baby, the baby will probably open up their eyes and says, I don't know. I don't know why am I here. I don't know where am I going. You probably ask the person who puts me here. My parents brought me here. Now, if God brought you to this world on a journey and you're not sure, you probably best ask him, why are you here? Now, it doesn't matter what religions you believe in. When we talk about life after death, all the religions, it boils down to this two. Belief when it comes to life after death. The first model, I call it a transit model. And we all believe that this, and more than 50% of the world population believe that we are not permanent here. We're only temporarily, and once we're done on this earth, we move on. I call it a transit model because you move on. It's just like a flight transit. You either go to destination A or destination B. In this case, you either move on and go to hell or heaven. There are portions of people believe, about a quarter of the world population believe, that we're on a donut model where you die, you reborn, you die, you reincarnate. I die as Jimmy today, tomorrow I may be Jessica. And I continue until one day, hopefully I'm out of the donut model and join the transit model. I'm a Christian, and according to the Bible, there's one type of persons that can get to heavens, and these are the blameless group of people, and they are the righteous people. They are the ones who have not sinned before, or they are clean, to say. My question to you is, what is your flight taking you to? Once you're done with your journey on earth, where would you be going next? It's not too early to find out now. Last, we have question of where are you living the world and how do we know the correct purpose of life? Like I say, if you probably Google it, purpose of life, you come across different codes. There are codes that tells you that the meaning of life is to find your gift and the purpose is to give it away. It doesn't really answer the questions. But my questions over here is, how do you know? How do you find out the correct purpose of life? Still, my suggestion is don't assume. Go ask God. Ask the one that put you here. Ask the one that created you. Don't just follow others. You know why? Because with the wrong purpose of life, you will not get the right life goals. It's not possible. Wrong purpose of life will lead you to a wrong life goals. Don't be like these machines where it does a lot but probably not meeting the target. You know, for those who work, we have this year-end performance appraisal where at the end of the year, your boss would appraise you. It's to tell you whether or not you have passed or you failed. You did well this year or you did badly this year. You know what? At the end of your life, there is a life-end appraisal by the one who sent you here. And God is probably going to tell you that, well done, you did well in life, move on, or you did badly in life. So you really don't want to be like these machines, where you do a lot of things, but it doesn't produce results. So in conclusions, I'm saying that with the right purpose of life, you would then get a meaningful life goals. If you're still feeling lost, don't be too upset. I didn't know what I want. I was quite lost until the age of 33. If you're still feeling lost right now, maybe feeling lost itself is just an indicator that you need to be connected with God. And it's just that. It's okay to be lost. I was once lost, but I am now found. I hope you find the right and meaningful life goals soon. Take good care and continue to stay safe. I'll see you next year.